In this video, I'll be showing you the 5 main concepts in mid lane to reach Diamond. Hello everyone, this is Blade. I'm a Master T Talent 1 Trick. I have 4 accounts at the moment that reach Diamond. So without further ado, let's jump to our first concept. The first concept and the most important one is your creep score, or what most people say is your CS. This is the biggest mistakes players do below Diamond, is ignore the last hit on a minion, because they are underestimating how important CS is. Most low Diamond players think that the best way to get ahead in lane is by killing the enemy or getting tower plays, and this is completely wrong, since kills and tower plays are not guaranteed, meaning you cannot solo kill your enemy every single game. You also cannot get all tower plates every game. On the other hand, you can consistently have a good creep score or CS every game. The key to climbing in ranks is to be consistent, so you should always prioritize CS and farming more than kills and tower plates. Each minion wave has 6 minions that are worth 105 gold, and every 3 waves a cannon minion spawn that is worth 60 gold and continually increase as the game progresses. This is an example to show how important CS is. In this case, I was playing against Naafiri, a Diamond 4 Naafiri, and all laning phase what Naafiri was trying to do is trying to poke me and trying to kill me. And even now, when I traded 1-for-1 against Naafiri, as you can see, Naafiri only has 17 CS where I have 40 CS. That's approximately 400 gold difference, not to mention the XP. And this gets me so far ahead in this game that I managed to carry the whole game and win the game. Maybe some of you are wondering now, what is a good CS score? And the answer to that question is, it depends on the champion you're playing. For example, if you're playing a control mage like Victor, Hui, or Orianna, then the minimum CS you should have is around 8 CS per minute. On the other hand, if you're playing assassins that focus on roaming like Talon, Fizz, and Kiana, then you should never go below 7 CS per minute. Of course, these numbers increase as you go above Diamond. The second concept is priority over the lane, or what most players say, prio. To put it in simple words, having prio means having control over the wave, which in results make you move first if your team needs your help. Let's give a few examples so we can understand prio more. In our first example, I'm playing Talon against Kassadin in mid lane. In this matchup, Talon should always have prio because Talon simply wins against Kassadin in a 1v1, which means Talon controls the wave, since Kassadin cannot fight Talon. Talon can always push the wave and move first from mid lane and help his team if there's a fight close by, while Kassadin sits in mid lane and farm the minions. So as long as you can control the wave, you can have priority over the lane and move first to help your team if there's an objective or a fight. This is what it means to have prio. On the second example, I'm playing Talon against Yasuo. In this matchup, Talon is not supposed to have prio unless Talon is ahead, because Talon loses the 1v1 against Yasuo. In this case, I'm ahead because my jungler ganked mid twice and made this Yasuo behind in XP and gold. Since I'm stronger than Yasuo, I can control the wave and push it, so I can have prio and move first to help my team, while this Yasuo sits under his tower to farm the minions. Because I had prio and I moved first, I managed to invade with my Kindred and kill the enemy jungler and let my Kindred seal all the camps, making the enemy team fall even further behind. The third concept is recall timers. I see players in and below Diamond mess up their recalls, resulting in them losing so much gold and XP for no reason. Most players have the idea that sitting in lane as long as possible and not recalling is what they should do, which is completely wrong. You need to always think 2 steps ahead and try to predict what will happen. Therefore, the main question is, when are we supposed to recall? The answer to that question is, you should always recall on the 5th, 8th, and 11th wave. I hope you noticed something about these 3 numbers. And yes, the difference between these 3 numbers is 3 waves. Let me explain. Every 3 waves, a cannon minion spawn. This cannon will give you a window to recall and come back to lane without missing minions, because a cannon minion can tank 8 tower shots. We need to take advantage of that. A cannon minion spawn every 3 waves, so in the game, the 6th, the 9th, and the 12th wave will be a cannon minion wave, which means we need to push the wave before the wave with a cannon, which is the 5th, the 8th, and 11th wave in the game. Let me show you an example so we can understand what I just said. In this game, I'm playing Talon against Anivia. As you guys clearly see, I'm half HP with no potion, and I have no TP, so I want to recall. Since I was counting waves, I know this wave is the 5th wave, and the next wave will be a cannon wave. Therefore, I will hard push the 5th wave and then recall, because the next wave will be a cannon wave. There is no champion in the game that can push the wave so fast that you will miss the cannon wave. By doing this, I can recall and come back to lane without missing a full wave. In other words, I just got a free recall. The 4th concept is wave manipulation. Wave manipulation is understanding how wave behave. For example, when a wave will slow push and when the wave will freeze. This concept is way important in the side lane than mid lane. Nevertheless, it is still really important. Let's jump into an example directly. If both minion waves meet in the center of the lane and both sides have 6 minions, then the wave will freeze in the center of the lane. However, if both minion waves meet on the blue side and both minion waves have 6 minions, that means the wave will slowly push towards the red side. Same thing will apply in the opposite direction. If both minion waves meet on the red side and both have the same number of minions, then it will slowly push towards the blue side. The example that I'm about to show you is how to know when the wave will freeze. If both minion waves meet on the blue side, however, the red wave has 2 more minions than the blue wave, then the wave will freeze on the blue side. Same thing can apply in the opposite direction. If the blue wave has 2 more minions than the red wave, and both minion waves meet on the red side, then the wave will freeze on the red side. If there are more than 2 minions, for example 3 minions or more, then the wave will slowly push to the side that has less minions. The last concept you need to understand is warding. Mid lane is the closest lane to all objectives and most fights around the map. But at the same time, everyone in the enemy team is close to you, which makes mid lane the most ganked lane in the game. You will be ganked by almost everyone. However, in this example, we'll be focusing only on junglers. The best place to ward to track and know where enemy junglers are is the raptors. You should always ward the raptors at 1 minute and 20 seconds before the waves meet. To understand how raptors ward benefit us, we need to understand how junglers path. In this example, I will use Lee Sin as the enemy jungler. Let us assume that Lee Sin starts with red buff. What most junglers will do next is go Grugs, then Raptors, then Wolves, then blue buff, then Gromp, and finally they will either gank top, mid, or take Scuttle. If Lee Sin started red buff, he will path to top side because after clearing all his jungle camps, he will end up on the top side. Same thing can apply if he starts with blue buff. What most junglers will do next is go to Gromp, then Wolves, then Raptors, then red buffs, then Grugs, and finally either gank bot, mid, or take the Scuttle. If Lee Sin started blue buff, then he will path to bot side, since after finishing all his camps, he will be on the bot side. So some of you might be wondering how warding the Raptors will help. If you ward the Raptors, it will allow you to see if Lee Sin started red buff or not. Because if he started red buff, you will see Lee Sin on Raptors around 2 minutes. And we will know for sure that Lee Sin will path top side and go to Wolves next. Let me show you an example. In this game, I warded the Raptors around 1 minute and 20 seconds. And as you guys can see, I spotted Diana around 2 minutes, which means Diana started red buff and will go Wolves next. That means if Diana going to gank mid lane, she will most likely gank mid lane from the top side bush. So in this case, I will always hug the bottom of my lane to avoid her ganks easily. We have reached the end of the video. I hope you learned something today. And if you did, don't forget to drop a like or subscribe if you enjoy this type of content. I will most likely upload future videos explaining each concept in more depth and give even more examples. That being said, I need to go to sleep. It took me more than 3 hours to learn and edit this video. Take care, everyone.